Hello and welcome to CLEA'S World. I am Clea, and today I would like to share with you more of the information I've received from the 25th dimension during my last BQH hypnosis session. I will be reading from a transcript of a section of the session, and when I refer to Lorrayne, I'm speaking of my practitioner who's asking me questions I prepared in advance of the session, and when I refer to me, I'm speaking of myself under hypnosis, which means that the answers are coming from the 25th. Before I move forward, I want to thank you as always for subscribing, liking, and commenting. It really makes a difference to me, and it just makes me happy to see your comments, or even if you just stop by and say hi. That makes me feel good because sometimes just looking into the screen is not it's not great. All right, I'm going to start reading here, and this is a section of the session where I ask some personal questions. And obviously, I wouldn't share these with you if they didn't have universal value. So I call them personal just because they have nothing to do with what's going on behind the scenes or whatnot. But you do very much deal with what's going on, the work we are doing behind the scenes. So not the external reality that's out there, but actually what we are here doing. And if you recall, if you watched my previous videos, you know that right now, one of the things we are doing is life reviews. And this is what this next question refers to. Lorrayne, Claire would like to know, is she done with her current life review and has she started reviewing past lives? Me. Yes, so she's done and she started having past life dreams of all past life experiences, which again is not necessarily past life because, as you know, we often draw from multiple realities or what we think of realities. There's really no one linear path behind us. So we draw from different experiences that we think of as having experienced in the past. So she's doing some of that now or that now. And even this morning, she was actually telling you about the fact that she had a dream where it very clearly was a past life. However, the interesting part is that there were similarities to some of the things she's experienced in this life. So while we're done, we are past, meaning we're moving forward with the work. It doesn't mean that we're never going to review anything that's happened now. But she hasn't had dreams about this current life in several weeks. And so she's been reviewing, really. We've been sending her two types of dreams. One is about past lives and past experiences that she's clearing. And some of them are not pleasant. Like the one she had this morning was not a pleasant dream, but she's doing okay with that. Because again, we think we can still relate. And these are just the disappointments we're used to in this lifetime. But the second type of dream we have been sending her, and we know that she's written down a few for us to discuss more in depth. Some of them have to do with what's been happening on this planet. And again, because she's getting a head start on the work we'll be doing on your Earth. Claire's intention has been very clearly to shorten the amount of time that she'll have to spend integrating on your Earth. And the reason for that is because she's so tired, and they were laughing here, that is so true. So the reason for that is that she's so tired that she doesn't want to take any more time away from her enjoyment of life and spending time with her daughter, who will not have to go through will not have the same trouble integrating a lot of stuff. We've already spoken about the fact that children don't have the same expectation, just like animals don't have the same expectations that we have of life. They don't have the same limits that we have imposed on ourselves, and therefore they'll have a much easier time. Claire does not want to spend a lot of time away from her daughter, and therefore her intention has always been, since she can remember, acceleration, acceleration, acceleration. And so now she's accelerating this particular process because she doesn't want to spend 10 years, 20 years, 50 years in a cave. And we're using that as a figure of speech. Obviously, it doesn't have to be a cave, and they were laughing. She wants to be part of the community. She just wants to have fun. But she knows that it's not going to be all fun and games when we first get there. Of course, we're going to be so excited, but then immediately we're going to have this knowledge. The veil is going to fall, and we're going to see everything that's happened here. A lot of people, a lot of fun will be dampened until we get through it, which is fine. We're up for it. We're going to be just fine eventually. But we already said it's going to be very tough for a lot of people. Claire wants to shorten. It's going to be tough for her just as much as for everybody else. But she wants to shorten the amount of time it takes her to integrate. So she's trying to do as much work as she can right now, which is another reason why most of the time she feels like she's creating a reality and only every once in a while she has these inconveniences come up. Now she's thinking, thank God it's only every once in a while that these things come up, because if this happened every day, I mean, it would be too beyond stressful. It would be crazy. But that's why they are so obvious when they come up, because she just needs a reminder to come back here, because she cannot, as much as she would like to, she cannot handle a lot of the work that she's wanting to do right now. And so we have to bring her back, and we have to get her higher self is bringing her back to where it's like, okay, but stay here. We're still here for now. Just stay here. And I know that all of us are doing this work behind the scenes, and some of us are doing this consciously. I know some of you have brought up stories of, for example, children who are doing this work consciously. They remember terrible dreams, and then it becomes very vivid. It becomes like a memory. So I really wanted to share this with you, and hopefully this is of comfort that, again, we are doing this because we choose to do this, and we don't have to. Nobody has to. This is not a race. So this is not a competition. Nobody's better than anybody else. However, that said, children will not have as much of a hard time as the rest of us, because, of course, by living here, we have very much chosen to be in the game. So most of us, everybody on this channel is on the side of the light. And so we have a lot of judgment, especially against the dark, us versus them, how really people should behave, etc. And again, there's no judgment on us. I know I am very, very strict when it comes to certain things. I definitely draw a line when it comes to things like animal torture or those kinds of things. And there's so much worse than that that's even happened here. So I want to share this because that way you know that whether you are consciously doing this work, remember your dreams, or realizing that you're creating your reality or not, it's all for the best. It's whatever path you chose, which is a preference. There is no right or wrong here. A lot of us have to keep this 3D reality going, even at a personal level, because we do have responsibilities. We have children, we have 3D jobs, whatever it is, we got to pay a mortgage. So again, there is nothing wrong with doing this in any way. All right, Lorrayne, thank you. Okay, Claire would like to know what's going on with our YouTube channel. Why are people not commenting and interacting as much as they used to, and have many viewer SSS left? She thought most of the people on our channel were going to the Earth. And this is the reason I asked. And I'm not worried. And it really doesn't make a difference to me if 10 people comment or 20 people comment or whatever it is. Of course, I appreciate all your comments, and they really make me happy, because I don't feel like I'm just here talking to a screen. But the main thing was that I assumed that all of us were going to the Earth. So I wanted to check. And so here's what the 25th has said. And I thought this was a curious thing to know. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. Me. So no, a lot of people on our channel are going to the Earth, yes, but a lot weren't. A lot were going with the aliens, and they got the information they needed. So yes, they have left. A lot of people have left already, even on the team of the light. And some were in the middle, not very many, leaning toward the light, and those people have left, yes. And so she's seeing it in real life, as in the way that it's happening. But she's not too worried about it. She's been wondering what she was witnessing. She was looking for confirmation. She already had a sense of that before. So yes, I was wondering, and it's, it's so good to know. We've learned now that there is no difference between the choice we made. Even the people going to 3D chambers, they are no worse or no better than us. And so it's so good to know. It's definitely a huge comfort to me that the vast majority of people are gone and they're already having a great time, because you know how we're still sweating over here. So I definitely don't envy us right now. Lorrayne, thank you. Okay, one of Claire's videos was taken down by YouTube, where she talked about, and I cannot say the name here because that's what they're censoring. There were several names I mentioned in that video, which is the reason it got censored. But basically we're talking about, he is the nephew of a dead president, okay? And he is the son of the brother who was also assassinated of the dead president. So his first name is Robert, and then there is his last name, and then Junior. I am so sorry that we have to do this miming game here, because we can't talk freely. At any rate, so I was talking in this video, I was talking about this person, and what happened is that he won a case against these things that use the new technology that has never really been tried out or tried out on very few animals with dire consequences. And he won a case against them in the Supreme Court of the United States, where they basically had to admit that it does change your genetic code forever. She thought she was being protected. Is it still beneficial for her to continue to spread this information? Is it helping? And what I'm asking here is that the 25th has told me before they were protecting the channel, but now this video gets taken down. Nothing like that has ever happened to me, even though I've talked about some pretty intel-like stuff, as you guys know, if you watched my previous videos. And so I was curious. I'm like, what is going on? And do I still need to spread this information? Which I enjoy doing, but I want to make sure that it is beneficial. So this is the answer from the 25th. So yes, absolutely, we are protecting our channel. There is no chance that otherwise she would be so at peace most of the time with it. She said one person pop up every 2 or 3 months saying a comment that, they could have done without, in her opinion. And even then, again, she deleted and moved on. So yes, we're protecting. And even that occasional trolling really is just a little snippet of reality that just reminds her, because otherwise what she has been wondering is what's going on. She feels quite a lot like she's living in a suspended reality. She doesn't feel like she's here fully. And again, this has happened for most of her life, and it can be an issue. It can be an issue for her. So that's why every once in a while this happens, not because we're not protecting her, but it's all good. She's fine with it. She's just asking out of curiosity. Now, the question is spreading this information beneficial? Is it helping everyone? Absolutely. In fact, we're surprised by how much it is helping, in the sense of we have, as you well know, we've said many times, we don't need a YouTube channel, and they were laughing, to spread this information. This information only has to be downloaded within the matrix, which it has been. And so that's it. The information is available. However, a couple of sessions ago, we told you we were surprised by how beneficial it is, because we didn't think there would be an overtime. Obviously, that was a surprise to us all. And because of the overtime, we really are creating things as we go. We had no plan for this. And because just so happens, what we decided to do is to start doing the work, reach the awareness we'll have, or bridge some of the gap between our current awareness and what we'll have on the earth. We decided, hey, let's see, look, we can create our reality. And because of that, because we're doing that consciously, all of a sudden this YouTube channel is carrying information in a 3D way that might not be consciously received otherwise. And so yes, it is very useful. It is very beneficial. Now, of course, Claire is always welcome to stop at any time. We are already grateful for really all of you, how you have helped spread this information. But of course, this is not any mandatory task for any of you. But at the same time, yes, if the question is this helping? Yes, it absolutely is helping. And I hope you guys feel this way. I obviously love doing this work. Lorrayne has been, just like Carolyn, they've been so gracious in helping spread this, because as much as I like to say, and I know that I can connect and get answers, it really is a different feel when I do these hypnosis sessions, because then I feel I can just relax and somebody else is taking care of doing the thinking, and then I can just go in and get the information. So it really, without Lorrayne and Carolyn, obviously none of this would probably ever come to pass. So I am very grateful about that. All right, so in here, I have a few dreams that I had that I wanted to share with you, because I've asked the 25th about them, and these are dreams that have to do with the work we're doing behind the scenes. So I definitely wanted to hear their interpretation. So here's one that I had on September 23rd, Lorrayne. And she's reading the question in the first person, basically the way that I wrote it. I dreamed of ritual child abuse. I didn't see it, but I knew what's happening. And then either I or someone else, and I can't quite remember, sprouted a reptilian arm. I've never been a reptilian from what you've told me, but I wonder why this happened and what this meant. It freaked me out. I woke up at 4:30 a.m. and did not go back to sleep until 6:30 a.m. Then I forgot about the dream completely after waking up the second time, which is unlike me. And I only remembered because of a call with Carolyn. Is this a past life review, or am I consciously becoming more aware of what's happened on this planet, like we will be on New Earth? And is it important to remember these dreams since we're learning to become Neo at a conscious level, Or is having these dreams sufficient to integrate this knowledge? So no need to remember them. And this is what the 25th